Reason number 2 I found why people often do not achieve their goals is because they object their principles. So often you create a new goal just on your mind. It's easy to do so, it's just some words, but you do not check whether it resonates with your principles. And resonating means that you really want to fulfill it on all different levels. And for that I want to quote once more The Logical Levels by Robert Dilts. And I already told you that the higher the level, the more impact it has on the whole system. So I want to take an example. A goal that many people set is to earn more money. So there is this guy and he just earns enough to make ends meet, and he wants to improve on money making, and so he sets his goal that he wants to have a revenue, for example, of $100,000 euros next year. But people who do not have lots of money, they have an identity of people who do not have lots of money. So the identity means I am a person who. And so he says, I'm a person who is poor. He doesn't say that consciously, but in his mind, he always knows each decision he has to make. He thinks, I am poor, I am poor. And so he has all this poor thinking in his head. And poor people sort of get used to being poor. Yeah? So I'm a person who has to take good care, to have the money together and don't take risks. And then there's a lot of beliefs and sayings about what rich people do. And often it says that rich people do not go to heaven, that rich people are villains and are frauds, and that they haven't earned their money in an honest way and stuff like that. And especially when you're poor, many people think that. So when this guy decides now that he wants to be rich himself, there's a conflict in his identity because he thinks bad things about rich people and now he wants to become one himself. So there's a lot of conflict and a lot of dissonance. So he first has to clear on that. I am a person who can also be rich. You first have to clear that. Also on the values, if he thinks that rich people are criminals and that they haven't earned their money honestly, he has to work on his values before he can become rich himself. Or on the beliefs, all what he thinks about who rich people are. And of course he has also to get new capabilities on how to deal with money and new behaviors, on what to invest money in. And of course also the environment on which people to do businesses with, or even just the way how to arrange his wallet. There's also a way of what rich people do and what poor people do. Also there is a difference. Or just take another example. Losing weight is also one thing many people want to do. So as long as in your identity you think of yourself as a person who is not worth to be attractive, or a person who will never be attractive, no matter if fat or slim, as long as you have this thinking about you at an identity level, you will always sabotage yourself on losing weight because subconsciously you just don't think that you're worth being slim. So it is very important that you have your goals in resonance with all your logical levels. And we will do a lot about this in step number 1.